Okay, in this video, we're going to learn about index number. Okay, now look at what is an index number. So index number is a statistical tool that can be used to measure changes in average price or average quantity or average value, or it also can be a condition and also economic health of a country for a stated period of time. Okay, so index number are widely used around the world to describe the economic situation of a certain country. Okay, so if you look at here, this is basic formula on how to calculate index number. So index number is given by value in the period of interest, means that current year, divided by value in base period. Okay, normally we express index by percentage, so that's why here we multiply it by 100. So later on we look at in detail few formulas for index numbers based on its categories. Okay, if you look at this graph, so we have baseline here. Baseline here is to refer base year or value in base period. Okay, so when the value exceeds 100, it indicated an increase in activity in the economy. So means that here baseline. So if above 100 means that there is an increase in activity in the economy. However, in contrast, if the value less than 100 means that below this baseline, it indicates a decrease in the level of activity in the economy. Okay, so if you look at here, this point, the value is 90, right? So below baseline, so if the index number 90 here indicates that it is 10% lower than baseline. So 100 minus 90 is 10. So means that 10% below the baseline. Okay, another example here. For example here, this point, 110. So above the baseline, so means that it is 10% higher than the baseline. So that is basic on how we read index number. Okay, this is another popular index, which is consumer price index. So given here is consumer price index in Malaysia for June 2019. Okay, so if you look at here, the base year is 2018 compared to June 2018. So means that this is the base year or the baseline. Okay, so June 2019 is the current year. So if you look at this summary, okay, June 2019 consumer price index is 121.4%. So in June, it increased by 1.5%. So meaning to say that consumer price index in June 2019 is 122.9%. Okay, if you look at another example here, so this is in detail. So for food and non-alcoholic beverages, it says that the consumer price index for this item increased by 2.3%. For example here, clothing and footwear, in June 2019, negative 0.7 means that it is decreased by 0.7%. Or another example here, transport, negative 2.1%, negative here to indicate that decreased by 2.1%. Okay, this is some example of index that we have in Malaysia. Okay, so here there are three types of commonly used index numbers. So first, we have price index, for example, consumer price index just now. So it measures the amount of changes in the price of certain goods, or it can be services as well, at a current period compared to a certain period in the past. So that one normally we call it as base period or base year. Okay, so example here, consumer price index, which measures the changes in the price of consumer goods. Okay, so it is very important because any increase in this index reflects the increase in living expenses and the cost of living of the people. Okay, next we have quantity index. So this index reflect the average of the proportionate changes in the quantity of a specified set of goods and services between the two periods of time, meaning to say that between current year or current period and base period. And last one, we also have quality index. For example, we have air quality index. Okay, this is an example of air quality index. So in Malaysia, we call it as API, air pollution index. So here, for example, we have 78, 58, 55, and so forth. Okay. And this is an example on how we read the air pollution index. So from 0 to 50, it indicates that the air is good, 51 to 100, moderate, and so forth. Okay, now let's look at some basic terminologies under index number. Okay, first we have number of items. An index number may include a group of items or only one item. For example here, the Standard and Poor's Index of New York Stock Exchange consists of 500 stocks. So here, number of items referring to 500. It has 500 stocks. Okay, next, base year. So base year is the year that is used to compare its value with the values of other year. So remember, index number for base year is always 100. Later on, I explain why index number for base year is always 100. Okay, look at selection of base year. Okay, so one of the factor in the selection of base year, the first one is the base year should not be too far from the year that index is computed. Okay, this is because conditions and factors may have changed if the base year is too far from the current period. And technology and consumer taste may have changed if the time difference is too long. Okay, for example, now is 2020. So it is not appropriate for us to take, for example, year 2009 or 2008 as a base year. Okay, so at least we take first or second recent year. And then base year also should be a normal and stable year with no drastic economic changes. For example, nowadays we are facing the COVID crisis. So maybe during March to, for example, June, it is not suitable to take within this time of period as the base year. So it should be a normal or stable year. Okay, last one, weight. So what is weight? It is a value that shows the importance of an item in the index number. An item of more importance is given a higher weight, while an item of less importance is given a lower weight. Okay, example concept of weight. Okay, let's say I give you 3 types of food. Nasi ayam, mi kolok, and Sarawak laksa Sarawak. Okay, then I ask you to give rate from 1 to 5, for example. Okay, from 1 indicates your least preferred food, and to 5 to indicates your most preferred food. Okay, let's say you rate nasi ayam number 1, and then Sarawak laksa number 5. So means that food that is more important to you, you will give higher weight, and less important, you will give lower weight. Okay, so that is concept of weight. Okay, now let's look at methods to calculate index number. So basically, we have two methods, relative method and aggregate method. So note here that under each method, we have unweighted index and weighted index. Similarly, aggregate method also we have unweighted and weighted index. So what is the difference between unweighted and weighted? So under unweighted index number, it considers all the given commodities or items are of equal importance. For example, I give you 3 types of food just now. Okay, you rate nasi ayam number 1, Sarawak laksa 5. Okay, means that the one is weighted. If unweighted, we treat all the foods are the same, means that equal importance. So maybe you rate nasi ayam 3, laksa Sarawak 3, mi kolo also 3. So that is meant by under unweighted. Okay, in contrast, weighted index number is an index number that considers the importance of the commodities. So that the higher the weight, the more important is the commodity or the item. Okay, so for your syllabus, we will learn on how to calculate both for price index and quantity index. So here under unweighted index, we have simple relative index, simple average of relative index, and simple aggregate. Okay, so later on we look at one by one in detail. Okay, now look at what is simple relative. So it is the ratio of the price or quantity of a single commodity in a given period to its price in the base period, to its price or its quantity. Okay, so if you calculate the price, that means that the index number is about price. And if you calculate about quantity, then the index is about quantity. So how to write the formula? So recall how to calculate index number. It must be price for current year divided by price for base year, then multiply by 100. So note here that P to indicate price, Q to indicate quantity. Okay, so subscript T here is current year, means that current time or current period, and 0 or not here to refer for base year price. Okay, so basically the formula for price index or simple relative index is PT divided by P naught multiplied by 100. Current year price divided by base year price multiplied by 100. So similarly, if quantity, then it will be QT, current year quantity, divided by Q naught, base year quantity, and then multiply by 100. Okay, now let's look at simple average of relative index. So this index compares the overall changes for a group of commodities or items under consideration. It is computed by summing up all the price. So if you look at formula here, we total up all the price or quantity relative of all items and then dividing by the number of items. Okay, so why divide by the number of items? Because now we want to calculate average. So that's why divided by n here. Okay, so 1 over n means that n referring to number of items. So when we want to calculate average, we need to divide by number of items. So how to calculate simple relative index here? Later on, you need to do this part first. Summation of current year price divided by base year price. And then you get this value, then you divide it by number of items. So similarly to applies to quantity index. Okay, last one under unweighted index, simple aggregate index. So this index is calculated by expressing the total of commodity prices or quantity in year as a percentage of the total commodity prices or quantity in the base year. So the formula is summation of current year price divided by summation of base year price, then multiply by 100. So if you look at these two formula, this is different, okay? So this one, simple aggregate. Aggregate means you total up everything, okay? But this part, you need to calculate one by one first, okay? So this part, you refer simple relative first. You calculate one by one item and then you total up the value. Then you divide it by n. So this one, aggregate, you total up everything first, okay? Okay, later on we will see example for each type of index under unweighted index. Okay, here is weighted index. So under weighted index, we have weighted aggregate index, less payers index, and last one is partial index. So under unweighted aggregate, a weighted index fully reflects the importance of various items in the selection because each item has different importance or the weight that we give. Okay, so if you look at this formula, so basic formula previously recall current year price divided by base year price. Okay, now under weighted index we give weight here. Okay, so W here referring to weight that we give to that item. Okay, so weighted aggregate means that at the end we find the total product of weight multiply the price. Okay, similar to quantity, we also give weight to each quantity. So less payers index. So this index use the base year price or quantity as the weight. So this is weight, right? So this is for weighted aggregate. So for example, less payers price index. Okay, start with basic formula of index. Less payers price index. So price index PT divided by P naught. So here is the Q naught, here is the weight. So let's use just now base year as the weight. Okay. So if we are calculating price index, so the weight will be quantity. Okay. So if price weight will be quantity QQ. So quantity which year? Base year. So that's why here is Q naught, Q naught. Okay, similarly for quantity, so basic formula for quantity index is QT divided by Q naught. So if let's payers quantity index, so if quantity, the weight will be price. If price, the weight will be quantity. Okay. So price for which year? Base year. So that's why here multiply by P naught, and here also the weight is P naught. Okay. And partial index, so this index use current year price or quantity as the weight. Okay, if you look at here, partial price index. So basic formula of price index PT divided by P naught. So this is the weight. Okay, so if price, the weight will be quantity. So quantity which year? Current year. So QT, and here also QT, the weight. Okay. For partial quantity index, so start with basic formula of index. So if quantity QT divided by Q naught, and then multiply the weight. So if quantity, the weight will be price. Okay, so price which year? Current year. So here also the weight PT, price for current year. So remember, if less payers index, the weight using base year. If partial index, the weight using current year. If price index, the weight will be quantity. However, if we calculate quantity index, the weight will be price. Okay, later on we will see example on how to calculate weighted index.